Welcome everybody to our July Frame Your Future. We're excited to have you join us today. Danielle and I will be talking about the ideal frame wall. As many of you remember, last summer we did quite a few sessions on some of the research that we had done in 2019 regarding both consumer behavior as well as our own frame shop behaviors. And we presented that last year, and that's certainly on the website. You go back and look at those at your convenience. So we've taken this a step further, and now we're starting to get a little more specific with how to use this data. We also use some data from a third-party company about how consumers have changed their behaviors, not only because of COVID, but just over the last couple of years. And so we've got some new data on that we also put in here. And then we took all that together and came up with some recommendations on how you might think about your shop. So as you think about your shop, there's certain things as you display that you've done for years for your existing customer base, and maybe there's some new customers that it just doesn't appeal to as much. And we're trying to give you some ideas on how to change your shop in certain sections of it. You can certainly do the whole thing. And so we're going to give you some ideas on that. And we've got four areas to go over with you today. The first is the idea of frame models and merchandising, just kind of some ideas we have about that, some ways to think about how you put them on your wall, the size and scale of your display and things like that. We'll talk about sample wall organization, exactly how to make that flow, and some different ideas we've found in terms of how consumers react to specific retail displays, but also how we've seen some frame shops be successful doing some different things. We'll talk about a balanced and curated assortment, which is that notion of be selective. You don't have to put everything out in one spot. You can have a section of your store that's a little more refined, a little more specific, and you can experiment with that a little bit. And Danielle will take you through some things on that. And then finally, I'll wrap it up with talking about today's consumer and some of the research data that supports some of the recommendations we're making and how you can actually make that happen in your store.
The best molding selection, the focal point. So you really control the direction of the customer's eye. The first thing that they're seeing when they walk in the store is exactly what you want them to see. Fostering accessibility and making some or all of your frame wall or displays interactive and accessible to your customers. This is just a great suggestion because the more items your customer can touch, the research shows the more that you actually sell. One of the greatest recommendations I think we can offer to our customers is that less is more.
Our intent here is to show you all what research indicates is relevant today. And so if you've been noodling around what you might do with your shop, certainly most of you have been so busy last year, you have time to think about this stuff. As we kind of go into a couple months where it may not be quite as busy, now's a good time to be doing those things, getting ready for the fall and the holiday rush. So these are all ideas you can apply in parts of your store. So she did a great job of providing an overview on those, and know that your reps are available to work with you on this. If you reach out to them, they can certainly talk to you about all the tools we have to help you do this. So take all those ideas and kind of put them all together and go take a risk. Take a part of your shop and apply some of these things. Try it. If it works, creep out a little bit more, or go on to another one of these age cohorts. If you got the millennials down, tiptoe into the Gen Zs and maybe do some price transparent kind of merchandising. Go all the way with that and see what you can find there. But do that over time. Keep trying different stuff. Don't let your shop get stale. And these are all great ways of doing that.